Thank you for watching this video announcement and tutorial for an exciting new feature for housing programs inside of ClientTrack, the Housing Status Tracker. The tracker is attached to a client's enrollment in a housing program inside HMIS. It allows HMIS users at housing programs to track the client's progress from enrollment to housing by recording the date of a client's program eligibility, unit application, unit approval, and scheduled move-in date. The tracker uses information from the client's enrollment to display the project start date and housing move-in date as well. Finally, it allows users to record basic information about potential barriers that a client may face to being matched to a unit, including whether or not the client is a registered sex offender, whether they have a relevant criminal history, or whether they need an ADA unit with special modifications to accommodate a disability. In addition to the tracker, users will see the Housing Status Search form on the home workspace. The search form allows users to see all housing tracking information for a specific housing program, making it a quick way to reference a client's progress without having to search for each client in the system individually. Rapid rehousing programs should begin using the tracker as soon as they see it available in the system. PSH programs are strongly encouraged to use it as well. Keep watching the video to learn how to use these new features, or find a step-by-step guide to both features in our housing tracking cheat sheet. To find the housing tracker, log into ClientTrack and navigate to your client's workspace. Only clients with an enrollment in a housing program will have the housing tracker available. To open the tracker, find your client in the system and click the action arrow next to their active enrollment in your program. Then click Housing Status Tracking. The tracker will automatically recognize the client's project start date. Here, you have the option to enter several dates in succession as they occur for your client. After you enter each date, click Save to close the tracker. In this video, you'll see me enter the dates all at once, but of course, these dates will occur for your client over the course of several days or weeks, so come back to the tracker to enter each new date. You can enter the eligibility date right away. This is the date your client is deemed eligible for your housing program, and it should match the project start date or enroll date that the tracker is displaying. When your client submits their rental application, enter that submission date in the Applied for Unit field. Then you'll see the option to list the property name where the client is applying. For a private landlord, use the naming convention on your screen. Private landlord, space, landlord's first and last name. When the client is approved for a unit, enter that approval date in the Approved for Unit field. And once your client has scheduled a move-in date, enter that date in the Scheduled Move-in field. This is the date that your client plans to move into the unit and can be a date in the future. When you enter a scheduled move-in date, the tracker will display the field for date moved in. Please do not enter a date into this field. This field will be completed when you record a housing move-in date for your client by completing your update assessment. Note that some of these fields are conditional, meaning they only display for you once a previous date has been entered. The dates must also be entered in chronological order according to a client's typical progression through these steps. For example, a client can't move in until they have applied and been approved for a unit. The barrier information section underneath allows you to enter your client's barrier information into the tracker. The barrier information can be entered at any point in the client's enrollment. Record the information as soon as it's available to provide context to other HMIS users who might be viewing the client's record and allow us to streamline coordinated assistance and services. Each of these fields is currently a yes or no option. Click Save to record these barriers and have them on your client's tracker. If at any time you need to make an edit to information saved in the tracker, say your client starts this process over with a new unit, or you recorded a date incorrectly, just open the tracker and make the change. There's no special process for making an edit to this information. It updates in real time as you save it in the form. To check the status of a given client, you can come open the tracker from that client's dashboard. But if you want to check on several different client statuses, it may be quicker for you to use the Housing Status Search form. Let's take a look. To find the search form, navigate to your home workspace in ClientTrack. In the menu on the left, under the My ClientTrack tab, click Housing Status Search Form. In the form, you'll need to select the program where the clients are enrolled. For the best user experience, we recommend leaving all other fields in the search form blank. Clients will be grouped into status categories on this form based on the data that has been entered into the tracker. So you may need to expand multiple sections of this form to see all clients. You can scroll through this list to see the data entered for the clients in your program. The list can be sorted using the headers at the top. And in addition to the data from the tracker, the search form also displays information about where a client is staying if they have an active enrollment in a shelter program in HMIS. The Edit button next to a client's name takes you back to the tracker for that selected client, where you can enter more information and make edits. This search form can be downloaded and printed using the View for Download button. Once you click View for Download, you'll need to select your program again. Note that you cannot make edits from this view. Use the Excel data export or print options according to your needs. You can find all of these steps, detailed information and context about the tracker features, and a list of frequent questions in the Housing Status Tracking Cheat Sheet, which you can find in the HMIS Cheat Sheet library on our website. Please submit any questions or issues with the form via a Spiceworks Help Desk ticket. Thanks for watching.